So, welcome to our event, Love Muhammad, Love Thy Neighbour. And coincidentally, this event is taking place, a very timely event, and I know, once again, Muslims are at the forefront of headlines. Things have happened in Europe, in particular France, and it's a difficult time. So I really feel that this event has taken place at a very timely time. Now, you may all have different views, points, or feelings towards what's happening in today's time, and it's clear, as Seema earlier mentioned, that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was sent as a mercy to mankind. So it's a pleasure for ISB, especially the Leicester branch, to work in collaboration with Love Muhammad. And it's been a pleasure in creating this welcoming space where, and importantly, bringing an opportunity to bring different Muslims together, different sects, people from different schools of thought. And I think that's the first step, is to create a nice space, a welcoming space where people want to come together. And I feel really proud of that. I've only been the head of Leicester ISB branch for about a month or two, so it's the first event, so I was excited. Now, the Islamic Society of Britain, known as ISB, is a national organisation and has been around for 25 years. We are a non-sectarian organisation, and most importantly, we are about Islam in Britain. Our concern is this country and how we feel about living our faith in this country as British Muslims. And I think often what happens is that things happen in other parts of the world, and that influences and affects our relationships locally. I remember when I was at college, we had a bit of tension between, a Pakistani and a Sikh person. Young people have never been to Pakistan and India, but they were influenced by something that was happening politically in a different, different part of the world, and it was affecting their relationship here. So we very much, our focus is on Britain as British Muslims, and we're proud to be both Muslim and British. I want to come back to some of the work that we've been doing in Leicester. I know I'm not going to go too much into about Eat and Meet. I know Sam is going to be talking about that later on. But I think how I got involved in this organisation was through a lot of interfaith work. A lot of interfaith work has been happening in Leicester for a long time. And I know this Saturday Stop By was also work that we did with our Christian friends. But I found it's difficult to have these events with our own communities, with our inter-communities. Yes. And I hope that today is one of those first events of many, inshallah.
It's the seed, sister. It's the seed. All we need to do is water it.
Absolutely.
Help it grow, inshallah.
Inshallah. And one of the things that we, as Islamic Society, we like to put faith into action. We think that's really important. And that action then leads to creating social justice. An example, as I said, of social action that we've been doing in Leicester is the Eat and Meet project, and I think that's been running for approximately 3 years now. And again, Samuel will talk about that later on. But one of the reasons we set this up was not just because we wanted to help or we wanted to do good, it's because we feel it's our duty and responsibility as Muslims to look after those who are needy, whether they are poverty, homeless, regardless of which background, ethnicity, faith they are from. We have been supporting those in poverty, adults and children, and we are passionate about social justice and have been always at the heart of providing opportunities in bringing communities together and building those bridges between different faiths, and hopefully now between our own faith. And hence, this is one of the reasons why, when I was approached to host this event, and it could have been in any city, ISB National were approached, and I thought, yes, Leicester can pull this off. And it is our faith aspect that makes volunteers get out of bed. I mean, Osama tells me there's been no shortage of volunteers, but what is it that gets these volunteers out of bed in the morning? It's that public spirit, it's the faith. It acts as a motivational tool. I want to quote a hadith, Prophet ﷺ saying, "Feed the hungry and visit the sick, and free a captive if he be unjustly confined. Assist any person oppressed, whether Muslim or non-Muslim." And I know the concept of giving to the poor and needy is across, it's a humanitarian concept and across all faiths. But as a Muslim, we live by his actions, by his sunnah. We take care of society around us, regardless of the background. And we taught lots of little things from the Prophet ﷺ. Reducing pollution, looking after the environment. Smiling is a charity. Just to remove something from the street so someone else does not harm anyone else. And these are small examples that the Prophet ﷺ taught us. How should we care for this world? And it's an act of devotion, surely. It's an act of worship to do these things. Even, someone quoted an example last week to me, just to feed a hungry dog. The person was guaranteed Jannah. SubhanAllah, just such small things. And especially with the intention to do the right thing, it's more rewarding. So as Muslims, despite our theological differences, we must pay respect to the Prophet's teachings and use this as inspiration and motivation for social action, leading to social justice. And I know the Prophet ﷺ would not want Muslims to have ill intentions with one another or disunity, and Allah promises us, Allah will help his slave as long as his slave is helping his brother. So I know, what can we do now? How can we work together as a community and move things in Leicester? And I think this is a starting point, getting to know each other, networking, showing solidarity, and feeling a sense of pride and ownership of being British Muslims. And I ask you to remember us in your prayers and keep in touch. Please do give your names, pass your names on to me if you want to be part of any mailing list, because we do have local events in Leicester, and we can add you to those mailing lists. And if you have the opportunity, log on to www.isb.org.uk for further information, not only what we do nationally, but even within the different cities across the UK, what's happening in Leicester, you'll find that. So everything in one place, inshallah. Thank you.